Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Talk Westerly. I'm the voice, Greg Moreno, joined by my partner here, Sal Moreno.
Oh, yeah. Good morning. Good morning out there. Good morning. Glad to be here. All right. Good. The voice was a little bit cracky last night. When we both saw the not too impressive Wesley Bulldogs. It was senior day, and it wasn't a good day for the dogs. I got to say that. But we'll wait to the coach Posada's coming in, right?
He should be the first one on the show for us today. Yeah, it was just wasn't a good night for us, and it was for them. They came in fired up with a plan, but at the same time, we shot ourselves in the foot a lot. I mean, I don't know how many red zones attempts we had. We were in there 5 times. We were inside the one at one point and still couldn't punch it in. One offensive touchdown, a rushing touchdown by Husero, obviously. The other one's a 99-yard kick return by Cummings, who continues to amaze me every game. Win, lose, or draw, his capability of playing. But I'd like to see the coaches breakdown, definitely. The offensive line did not do Husero very many favors. Whenever they crashed those ends, they either suffocated him, he had to step up, or had to roll and throw, which he made a couple nice throws on the run rolling. But the Bulldogs just couldn't get in sync.
Well, you're exactly right, Greg. I noticed the same thing. In fact, one of the biggest turnarounds in the game was when we had the ball on the 7-yard line after was it a block punt? No, it wasn't a block punt. We got it on a 7-yard line, and Calvin Hill, or his nickname is Chubb. Calvin Hill ran a ball and he got stopped. But he ran it almost into the end zone. The guy hit him and stopped his forward progress at about the 1-yard line. And then the next play was a run, and they gained a half a yard. Yep. And so now it's third. It's third and goal from the half-yard line, and they ran basically the same play. And actually, I lost a half a yard. Right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then it was
it was on the quad side of the field. I remember.
And they decided to go for it on fourth and a half a yard, or fourth and a yard. And that same defensive end, I think, came in and knocked the pass off, down, or whatever it was. And
that was number 4.
Yeah.
I actually gave, for the first time all season, I gave one of our guys the player of the game, but I gave number 4 the player of the game as well. There were 3 players that did everything that West Warwick could have asked for. But I'm telling you right now, if they do meet again, it's going to be a different type of game. A, it's not going to be 40-mile-an-hour wins, and B, I don't think Wesley is going to squander so many scoring opportunities. They haven't all year. Another thing that really surprised me is that doing the numbers and everything before the game, West Warwick averaged giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah.
And with our high-octane offense, we had 6 offensive points.
That is amazing, because I've been following West Warwick closely, but through the Providence Journal. They've been doing write-ups on them and all along, and I've been following them. And they didn't seem that good this year.
No.
They didn't seem like the team that I saw last night.
Certainly not.
Playing against Westerly.
Certainly not.
Unbelievable. But they just done before. Then there was a guy named, was that the guy Andrew Chow?
Yeah.
The running back. Yep. Yeah. He was about 6'2", 6'3". That's the way it seemed like he was that tall, and they'd get a hand on him in the backfield, but that was about it. They couldn't. He just shrugged off that hand, and he would find a hole. And he'd pick up 6, 7, 8, 10. And then he ran. I think he ran for either 1 or 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. He totaled up some yardage. And another anomaly is they had, I don't know, in the range of 14 penalties, we only had like 3. And the game seemed to be in control by West Warwick throughout, to me. I had the feel. And then when we cut it down to 7, the crowd's back into it. And what do you know? We penalize ourselves and
Yeah, another play at the beginning of the game, Wesley scores on a deep pass, and gets played. The crowd was going wild because I was down in that area, and I just couldn't believe it. The flag comes out, right?
Yep.
And I don't know what I don't even know what the penalty was. I don't think they even. I couldn't tell what it was. I couldn't see what the call was.
Yeah.
They just said it's a flag,
Mhm.
and that was because that would have tied up the score.
Yeah, that was our only.
And then we would have been probably taking really the wind out of their sails, and we would have got back in a groove that we needed to get in. But that didn't happen. I mean,
missed opportunities. We had the same opportunity before the half with the ball in the red zone, and we could have scored and then got it back at the half in a one possession game, and we couldn't get it in. A lot of woulda, couldas, but we also had a lot of injuries. So we had guys healing up, and the big question is, how is Ian Morissette? I can't wait to ask Ronnie. He probably doesn't have an answer either. I'm sure he has to be. It's gonna require some kind of testing. We saw him on the sideline in sweatpants. That's an enormous loss if the Bulldogs lose him. And they're in the playoffs now, so you don't have much time to heal. It's either a sprain and he'll be all right, or that's it.
I guess they're playing Friday. They are playing Friday night at Salad Jury Field.
Moses Brown.
Oh, yeah, they're playing Moses Brown.
Yep.
How did you just get that information?
RIL, yeah. Yeah, Moses Brown, and then they play the winner of West Warwick and
West Warwick and Coventry are playing next weekend, so they'll play if they beat Moses Brown.
Yeah, no, we play Moses Brown.
Right,
yeah.
Right. If we beat them,
Moses Brown, we play the winner of that one.
Right. Yeah. Let's just. I can get a. Let's see if Ronnie's on the way or what. How are we gonna?
I don't know. I can shoot him a text. He's normally on time, but of course, I don't know if the results matter if he's got his guys in early.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll keep talking about that because that was big. But it was a huge crowd there too because it was for senior night. It was the parents of cheerleaders and the dance team and the band and then the football players. It was just a huge crowd.
Yeah, the environment was there, 100%. It was loud. It was a ruckus. West Warwick from the first drive down the field and then the stop on Westerly's offensive end, it really silenced the crowd. They wanted to get excited. They tried several times.
Yeah.
They wanted to pick up the team. It's just they couldn't get momentum. In high school, momentum is so key.
Yeah. I was there right from the first play, and on the first play, we stopped them good on the kickoff. So they had the ball on the 25-yard line, and the first play was a run, and somehow or other we broke through the line image and nailed the guy for a 3-yard loss. And I said to myself, well, maybe this is going to be another typical Westerly Bulldog night, and we're fired up. And if the crowd was fired up, and on the next play they gained 8 yards. I said that's not typical of this team, giving up that kind of yardage. The next play, the guy, he went for an easy first down. I don't know how many yards he picked up, but from there on, they were just picking up yards here or there, 6, 10, 5 chunks a yard, and it looked like last year. They looked like Branch was out there.
Hey guys, if you look up on screen, Ronnie's here.
Coach Pizzotto, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Good.
Doing good.
All right.
Ron, you coming in or are you gonna stay in there?
No, I'll stay here today. I'm at the outside the locker room.
So now, first thing I want to ask you is, how's Ian doing? You don't know yet?
I don't know yet. It's another knee injury. I don't know what's going on this year. We've had a handful of them, but hopefully he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it didn't look great. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure the specifics though.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
Where was he hurt? I didn't even see him.
It was on a near sideline. He went down. So what are your thoughts on the game and what went wrong?
Yeah, I know offensively, just probably defensively too. I just, I felt like we couldn't get into a rhythm. The time of possession was, a pretty big factor. I'm sure it was, at least 2-1, could have been 3-1. Didn't feel we had the ball much. And, when we had our opportunities in the red zone, we probably left, 2-3 touchdowns on the board that we should have had points on. Stuffed on the one a couple times, and then the pass got knocked down on 4th down. We had a penalty that called Jake Caron's first touchdown back. We had a drop pass in the end zone. So, a lot of opportunities we could have scored, and it, once again, it doesn't happen very often. Kind of similar to the Portsmouth game. It wasn't a great night for us, and we hope to limit those nights that we have. And coming in playoffs, it's a 3-game season. We just have to be at our best and fix the mistakes from last night and just be a lot better.
Yeah, and you could bump into them again in a couple of weeks if things work out that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're locked into the 4 seed. I think after they won, their coach thought they're the 3 seed, but I'm pretty sure they're the 4. We have our little spreadsheet simulator that Coach Usero has, and it's very accurate. So I'm pretty sure they're the 4 seed, and they will play Woonsocket. And if we win, we would play the winner of that game. I'm probably going to head up to Coventry later, because if Coventry wins, we do play them. We play either Coventry or Moses Brown.
All right, so it's not in the books yet. It's one or the other. Okay.
That's what the Westerly Sun had it already had the game synopsis done. I checked this morning, and it was either Coventry or I think it was. I'm not sure if it was Coventry or West Warwick in the second game. No.
Yeah, well, going into the game tonight, last night, the 8th seed going into last night's games and this week's games. Going into then, it was we're either playing Lincoln, Moses Brown, or Coventry. And after last night's game, it's down to either Coventry or Moses Brown. Lincoln is the 7th seed, so we won't play them. So we play Lincoln. We play the winner of that. If we win that, we would play the winner of Woonsocket and West Warwick.
I got you.
First things first, Coach. What was the call on the first touchdown or non-touchdown? What was the call?
Well, we've had a couple issues. We need to fix the issue somehow, because we keep we're pretty much once a game we cover up the tight end by accident, causing the tight end to be ineligible. So as soon as he goes downfield on a pass, it's a pass. It's a penalty. So it was technically an illegal formation because we had the tight end, too many men on the line. So.
Oh, okay. That's what. Now I got it. Okay, now I got you.
Yeah, definitely. It's a mistake. Mistakes that can't happen. We've had one a game, and then we just got to do something. Coaches got to put our heads together and make sure that doesn't happen.
Nature was against our style of play that last night. That hopefully we won't run into gale force winds anymore. That'd be nice this season anyway. I'm sure that was a factor.
I know he doesn't want to blame the elements, but
no, yeah, maybe a little bit. I just felt like the past game. I don't think it was the wind too much. It was just they were getting a pretty decent pass rush at times. Number 9. Number 9 there. The first thing when I watched film last week, I noticed number 9's a very, very solid player. He's a great defensive end. He's a good tight end. And what gave us problems against Portsmouth was a speedy pass rush from the edge. And he's a defensive end. He's very athletic. Definitely rushed the throws a little bit. He was in several times, and even though he didn't get a sack every time, he was definitely rushing the quarterback. We had a few hits on Landon. But the pass game was just like we never got into a rhythm. We just didn't have that many plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we were, even with the wind. I think we were.
Right,
the wind was fun. The wind was all over the place, blowing. But I don't think it was that much of a factor, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I do too. I think if anything, it's going to sharpen you up moving to the next game. It was obviously better to lose this one than to lose the next one, but I think it can turn into a positive, and I'm sure you're going to work that into their mentality. Anyway, you guys are doing film when you leave here.
Yeah, and after the game, I told the players that even obviously you don't want to lose a game, but it's all our goals are still intact. Nothing actually changed. We were the 1 seed going in. We're still the 1 seed now. Last year we beat West Warwick at a great end of the season, but they beat us in the semifinals. So it was, there's no point. I mean, I'd rather lose this game and win in 2 weeks, just like West Warwick did last year. So, we'll learn from the mistakes and correct them, and get the players that have been called upon because of injuries ready to go for next week. So.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a game that you could take. You could take a lot of lessons from, especially if someone's watching that game that's going to be playing you. They're going to look at that defensive end who kept on he was terrorizing the quarterback. The quarterback had to make plays that he didn't normally have to make. One of the plays he made actually wasn't even a pass play. It was when you guys had the ball on the half-yard line. He came in from the defensive end spot and stopped Chubb. I mean, Calvin Hill.
Yeah.
Calvin. He stopped him from the defensive end spot. So he only picked up he actually lost a half a yard. And it was him that actually made the play. I said, man, this guy's all over the place. He's got very, very athletic, number 9. So that was a big play too. I mean, you had some plays there that I went to bed last night. I couldn't get it out of my mind. Just like over and over. I thought I was still in high school, right? Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I kind of did.
Oh,
yeah. I kind of did a little too. I didn't watch the replay or anything, but when I went home, I was like, I can imagine how frustrated they are because they left a lot on the table, even with that. But the bright side of that is there's nothing that's totally unfixable that went on last night, in my opinion. I think it was just that kind of night. You couldn't get into a rhythm, couldn't get that much, couldn't hang on to momentum. When you had it, something would happen to be a penalty or something. Just check it up to the last game of the season. It didn't change much. You earned your spot pretty much where you're at, where you wanted. It was 2 home games. You got it. And see how the cards fall from here, really. I mean, you have a big advantage I'm allowed to say it, you're not heading into either Moses Brown or Coventry, in my opinion. And then it really gets down, you're in the Final Four at that point, and who knows? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to next week. I'm sure you're looking forward to talking to your guys.
Yeah.
So what kind of message are you going to bring to them? And just put it away, forget about it. It was a bad night, and let's get ready to start getting ready for.
Yeah, well, we know we have to.
Moses Brown.
We know we have to identify and fix mistakes first, but we are putting this whole regular season behind us. Even all the blowout wins that we had and the good games we have, none of that really matters right now because we have hopefully a 3-game season. Nothing before this point matters anymore. So we're looking at either Coventry or Moses Brown for our first game, and it's a great opportunity too. Hopefully, I think we'll be fine even with our younger guys in there or new guys in there, filling in for the injured players. But it's a great week to get them up to speed. Hopefully, a full week of practice where they haven't had probably a million reps there because the starters get 80% of the reps in practice. But with these guys now starters, they get a full week of practice. Hopefully, we get a nice win on Friday, then another full week of practice before West Warwick or Woonsocket. So even though some of these guys are getting varsity time for the first time, I think over these next 2 weeks of practice, they'll be a lot more prepared and ready to go than last night.
Yeah, I'm beyond excited. I put last night away, to be honest with you. But just out of the blue here, how's Sam Brimlow feeling?
I was just going to ask him that question. Must have been reading my mind. That's a big question.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, his isn't looking good. I don't think we're going to have him back. Not sure. I don't want to talk like specifics. But yeah, his injury also is probably going to keep him out. So
a lot of adversity
wow,
this young man got to overcome.
that's too big two big losses, but you can overcome it. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, we played. I know we had Ian last week, and that's the only person we didn't really have for most of the game this week that we had last week. But with all those, new guys in there last week against Barville, we played a great game, and proved we can beat a pretty good Division I team, and if Barville was in Division II, they would be a very solid team, a playoff team. So. I think our guys are capable of playing very well. Just yet, last night just wasn't one of those nights.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's pretty much the words out of my mouth. That was the way I chop it down.
That's the way I feel the same way. Same way as Greg. And I think your guys, your coaches, you and your coaches will get these guys really, really ready for the playoff season.
And the lack of momentum and everything last night. I mean, it's going to be last night's environment was great. It's going to be unbelievable for the next, hopefully, 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll even have a bigger crowd next week. Actually, Halloween. Actually, I think even though there was a good crowd last night, it wasn't as big as normal. Not many of the Pee Wee kids were there because they were trick or treating, and normally the whole by the concession stand fence is lined up with people. There wasn't really that many. Halloween's a little different night. But we still had a great crowd there. I wish we could have got a senior night win, but hats off to West Warwick. They put in they had a good game plan, and they played a pretty much perfect game. They didn't. I don't think they turned the ball over. We did block a punt. I'm trying to think of turnovers, but we didn't recover any fumbles or interceptions or anything like that. But we had our opportunities and a little play here and there that usually goes our way. Usually we're causing turnovers and capitalizing with the offensive score, putting on points on the board. And, with no turnovers from West Warwick and, keeping the ball away from us, we got them in 3rd and long a few times and we just couldn't get off the field. They did a great job of converting. They went for a 4th and, pretty 4th and long, in the 3rd quarter. That was a big call on them that they got and kind of caught us off guard. So, a lot of things went their way and, they put in a good game plan, and we kind of see what they did against us this time. And if we get a chance to play them again, we'll be more prepared and ready to go.
Sounds good, Coach. Well, you got anything else?
No, I think we're just about wrapped it up. I mean, anything else would just be repeating ourselves. There were big plays, and I think we covered all of them. I mean,
I'll tell you right now, Danny Cummings makes a play every game. He makes a big play every game. It seems like often from Houston Road, but that 99-yard return, I almost said, "Oh, why is he touching it?" And he had to. The ball came to stop, and then off to the races he went. So there were positives, a lot of positives. They were just kind of hidden behind West Warwick's play.
Right.
And I honestly, if I were to put a number on when you play them again or something, I would give the Bulldogs the advantage going in, especially since it's still back at home.
Yeah. That speaking of Cummings, that pass he caught in the end zone, that was an NFL kind of a catch, when he laid out with two hands and got his feet down.
That one holding?
No,
that was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
The first one, yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah, and Houston ran in for one.
Yep.
And then the kick return. Yep. Yeah, we and offensively, like I said, we didn't have a ton of plays. We could have executed a little better. But usually when I'm pretty sure we only punted one time. And usually when you only punt one time, you're probably going to win a lot of games. But they kept the ball away from us, and we were in the red zone. And like I said, we just squandered our chances. We can't get stuffed on the one. We can't throw red zone interceptions. We can't drop passes in the end zone. I can call better plays in the red zone. So, everybody's got to be a little better. And it was just one day that, just things didn't happen for us. And, if you watch us all season, that's not really the norm. We're a pretty consistent team. Just seems like, going through the season, what is it? 2 out of 9 games we didn't play well. We need a stretch of 4 more wins, 4 more good games, and we'll end the season, very happy this year. So, put that one bad game, another bad game behind us, and we play 4 in a row here, and we'll have that Super Bowl win and a Thanksgiving Day victory a few days later. So,
All right,
Yeah, it's
coach.
phenomenal,
That's,
Coach.
all
I love
right.
it. I love it.
Way
I'm
to
fired
go.
up.
I love it. We love it too.
Well, thank you for coming on. Honestly, we
All
really
right.
appreciate you coming on, and
Yep.
go talk to your men and tell them I'm behind them 100%. So, and I hope Ian
Yeah.
gets a good report probably on Monday. I'm sure before he can see anybody. Yeah, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed on that. Otherwise, someone's going to step up. And you've had to have a lot of that this year. You've dealt with injuries all year long. You lost Jack. I mean, it is just. It seems like it's just the injury bug, and you have no control over things like that. But your talent can overdo it. I mean, it seemed like the blocking was a little bit issue on offense, and they haven't played that way all year. And even in their other poor game they played against Portsmouth, it just seemed like there was more pressure last night. And I don't anticipate that being a problem in 3 weeks. I think I have faith in you guys.
Yeah.
To get a good game plan together. So I'm excited about next week. It's going to be a great call, a great game to watch, a great place to be.
I'm already psyched up. You know that, Ronnie. Hey,
Yeah.
at 77 years old, almost 78, I still can think I can go put the pads on it. So I'm going to be right there like a ghost with you. Maybe the blocking will be a little bit better. The tackling will be a little bit better. And you're going to come. I know you're going to come out with it. You can beat this team. If it's Moses Brown, you got him. Whoever it is, you got him. Take it away.
Coventry link to Westerly. That would always add a little extra factor. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It'd be we'd love to play Coventry. It'd be great. Handful of their coaches and head coach. Andy Jura Senior for Westerly guys, and I helped coach a few of them on that 2017 and 18 team, or some of their assistants. If I had to guess, I think they would be the favorite today against Middletown. So I think there's a good chance we play Coventry. They're pretty similar teams, but Coventry I think has a little leg up on Middletown, and I think Coventry will win tonight.
All right, well, Coach Pizzato. All
so
right.
That means if Coventry wins tonight versus Middletown, that's who you got.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Coach. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
It's been a joy. All you.
Coach, every
Thank
week.
you.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll let you know who we play later. I might go to the
Been a
game tonight.
joy.
So. All right. I'll see you. Thank you.
All right, cool.
All right, Coach. See you, Coach. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was Coach Pizzato. He doesn't seem too shook up about it, and that's a great attitude to have to bring to your team, because you don't want to go in there. If you go in there just hooting and hollering about how bad everything was, you're not going to get the response from a kid that you're looking for.
No.
He's going to go in. He's going to point out sternly, I'm sure, the downfalls of the game, but it's behind him already. It's in the rearview mirror. That's why they make that mirror smaller than the windshield, because you always got to be looking forward.
I like that.
You really do, especially in football.
It reminds me of my junior year when we played Stonington twice, and the first time we played them, the score at the end of the game wasn't indicative of the game. We got whipped. The score was 28-22, but it wasn't really that close. Then the next game we had to play Burrowville in between, and by that we were really, really angry, and Burrowville never knew what hit them. I don't know what the score was, but it was a big score. And then a week and a half later, we had to play Stonington again. And they had a great team, really. They had some of the best athletes they've ever had. Randy Wentz, Dave Siddell. These are all Hall of Fame guys. Doug Erskine, all Hall of Fame guys in Stonington. They're in the Hall of Fame. And they came over to us, and they thought they hit a windmill. We tore them apart. Unfortunately, the weather that day was so bad that you couldn't even see in the first half, and it stopped in the second half. We had the ball. I think it was fourth and 1. Coach Jerry decided to go for it. I picked up the first down, but unfortunately there was a flag, and Stonington got the ball and drove all the way down the field with 30 seconds to go.
Oof.
Yeah, all the way down the field, and they scored on a really weird play, and we got the ball back with about 10 seconds to go, and the quarterback, Bill Contouris, he was an absolute. He was a cocky guy, and we loved it. We're all good friends, and he says we're going to do this. He throws a pass like the tight end goes down and does a slant in. What do you call it? Post pattern. Perfect pass. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better pass. He got the tight end got behind all of the Stunnington defenders. He's got it right in his hand at about the 50-yard line, maybe the other 40. And I'm going, thank you, God. He's going to score. He drops the ball.
Ooh, yeah.
Unbelievable. And he cried like a baby for about half an hour.
Yeah, instantaneously things can change.
Yeah. But that's just a Wesley's gonna be all right.
Oh, I agree. I mean, the injury bug is one thing that you have to deal with the best you can, but it gets to a point there's just too many. I don't think the Bulldogs are in that position. I think they're going to bounce back. I really do. We should have Brent coming on. He broadcasts live on the field. We'll get his perspective. But while he's not here, real quick, we should talk about the girls' volleyball team.
Oh, my God. The girls' volleyball team. They're playing Tuesday night, aren't they?
Tuesday night. They will be on our show eventually. Right now, it's probably bad luck to put them on the show now. They're 19-0 on the year, 20-0 with the playoffs, and I wouldn't change a thing. So I totally get it. But we'll get them together and have them on.
Yeah, the vibe. We don't want to jinx them. That's for sure. And that's I've been in this business now for 24 years, maybe a little bit more. But we've had teams on ahead of time, and it doesn't bode well when they come on ahead of time before they play in a state championship game or whatever. It's happened before, and let's just say they will be welcome to come on the show and
after hopefully the banner, not the banner, but the bus ride back led by the police. Because I'll tell you right now, that team is the full package. They dropped one set, and and that's good.
That was the other day, right? Yeah.
That's good that they did, in my opinion, just for their legs, just to be able to play 4 sets in one night, because then they had almost a week off. They played Tuesday night. I'll be bringing it to you live. I will be bringing it to you live. I can't wait. They're the funnest team to watch, the funnest volleyball team to watch I've ever seen, the most talented volleyball team to watch that I've ever seen. It starts with Lila Oth, clearly, who won. She just won the local award. I can't think of the title of it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. I can't remember it either.
The article with me last night too, and I got to it during the game at some point. But she's done pretty much everything you can possibly do. Starts with academics. I think she's going to go in and doing physics. She's smart enough to graduate a semester early, get up there and start practicing immediately early with her college.
Yeah, she's going to Manhattan University.
Yeah, she's going there, and she does everything. She won Player of the Week, Max Preps Player of the Week in 3 sets. She had 28 kills, 21 assists. 28 kills and 21 sets in 3 sets of.
So when you say kill, you're talking about when she hits the ball right over the net and spikes it. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, can she do it! But she's got accuracy and can put velocity on it from anywhere, and it just looks so smooth. But she also makes her teammates better, and she's got. And I don't want to say it's just her because it's not. When she's been all state since she was a sophomore.
Right.
Player of the year last year. I don't know how she wouldn't be this year. The Final Four has worked out to be the 1 through 4 seed, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the Bulldogs are playing 4, and they're going to end up, if they do win, they'll end up playing Mount Hope or Barrington, who are the 2 best teams all year long with them. And they dispatched them both.
They did dispatch them, yeah. Mount Hope first, and then
Mount Hope was recent.
Yeah, Mount Hope that was the big game, right? Yeah.
And with this Bulldog team, they don't get nervous. They at no point Coach Oth lets them play through all sorts of difficult situations, and it's made them used to these difficult situations. So there's no. It seems like they have ice in their veins. There's no pressure at all, and especially when you come in and get 2 quick wins. 2 quick games, and it seems like they do that every time they play. But they're a fun group to watch because they're emotional and they dance. Their side of their bench is always on their feet, never sitting. Whenever they score a point, they do this little twirl dance, and they're having fun while they're
Yeah. I noticed that.
that combination, that dynamic brings the crowd in the gym, and I'm a high school hype guy, 100%. I want to throw it out there. I wish them good luck for Tuesday. I'm going to be there. I can't wait. And that's it for that. Now we have
Did you want to? Yeah. All right.
How's it going, Coach?
Morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Well, I mean, we're doing okay. Better than not as good as we'd like to be doing on a Saturday morning like this, but
Yeah. Hey, listen. I mean, I didn't think, and I mean, wasn't the only one. Like people that watch. I mean, I know Eric Rube. I think had Westerly by 40, and it's just the way they play. They could put up points so fast, but I mean, you got to credit West Warwick for how they played last night. That Anderchow kid actually surprised the heck out of me because he's gonna have to run their point for basketball this year. He's a basketball player too, and I mean he's a shifty kind of basketball player. I didn't expect the power running that he was able to do last night. But I mean,
was forced to give him part of the player of the game.
Oh, he was amazing.
I gave one to Wesley,
Yeah.
but I had to give him one. I mean, he had that kind of day.
Well, it was either poor tackling or he was just unstoppable because they couldn't. Once they hit him, the first guy hit him. He kept going. He didn't stop. He was breaking tackle after
They
tackle.
were running downhill.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Pile was just he would get a pile around him and 6 more yards.
And they coach Fazaro is with us now. Coach, he would even there was a couple of plays where he got hit and he dragged the whole. Well, they had the whole team pushing him, but he kept going.
Yeah, I mean, you had him, and then you also had that number 1. I called his name quite a few times. That Petrarca kid. He's looked like a big, tall guy, and he was moving the pile. Yeah, he was moving the pile.
He was the tall
quite
guy.
a
I
bit.
thought it was Andrew Chow was the tall guy.
Anderchow was 4, and the tall. It looked like the other guy, number 1, was the fullback, and he was a little bit taller than Anderchow. But I mean, again, listen, they ran the ball very well. At the end of the day, I know you had Ronnie on earlier. I mean, adversity's a little good sometimes. You're not going into practice this morning. And with the hey, we just ran through the D2. Now like this, things you got to work on. I mean, you got to try to get healthy, and but you got to play who you have, and you go from there. So sometimes adversity's good. I mean, the way it looks. I don't know if you guys talked about the playoff matchups. I mean, we got Moses Brown, I believe, next week on Friday, and then you're kind of lining up a potential rematch.
Yeah,
He told us it depends on the Coventry Middletown result tonight. If Coventry beats Middletown, he's actually possibly going to the game. Then they play Coventry.
Okay.
If Coventry loses, then they play Moses Brown.
Okay. So yeah, I mean either way, it's a 1-8 matchup. It's a matchup that's favorable to them, and I mean, it would be kind of a cool thing if you get a rematch for those guys. But I mean, either way, we're looking forward to having some home playoff games.
That could happen, Brent, Coach. That could happen in the second round.
Yeah.
They could face West Warwick, and I'd like to see that. That would be. I would like to see Wesley and West Warwick again. You want?
They had a lot to say
revenge,
afterwards. I mean, that's who I would want. But I mean, they had a lot to say, and they felt pretty disrespected by media and things of that nature. I know that they were really trying to prove a point. So, again, little adversity is good. Having having something to, kind of put on your plate and say, hey, we got to fight for this now.
Yeah, that's true. You got to. You can't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and we could talk about football all day long about this kind of game, but you're a hook in two sports for us right now, as your daughter Gemma is part of this volleyball.
Oh my God! That's really exciting, Brent.
Yeah, they have a big game on Tuesday, and their opponents is Cumberland, and in all honesty, again, this is just in my opinion, and I'm just an observer of volleyball because of her playing. Cumberland, I feel has been our best opponent. Them and Barrington. The other undefeated team a few weeks ago. I mean, we kind of I don't know if there's a matchup problem, but we really had no problem with Mount Hope. Even though they were like the other undefeated team that came in.
If we win, we play the winner of that game in the
Right.
game.
Right.
It's a true 1 through 4 seed made it.
Right. But Cumberland is a young team. They have a girl who leads the state in kills. Her first name is Daryl. I mean, and a lot of these kids, believe it or not, so my daughter Gemma plays club volleyball for South County Volleyball, and that age group of like that 10th grade age group, there's quite a few of them that are playing, and there's like 5 kids on Cumberland that play on her team, and they're all varsity players. So there's a girl named Bowie Legend that plays for them. She's a real good server for them and a setter. Daryl is their big hitter. They have a girl who plays middle. Her and Gemma were the 2 middles on her club team last year. Jolie, she's very good. Plays very similar to how Gemma plays, like where like kind of like that middle person, always trying to get blocks and stuff like that. So she really plays that role in the middle real well. And then there's one other girl who plays right side who's gotten a ton better. But they have a very young team. I mean, Cumberland is going to be very good for a long time. But we were able to play them there, and they had quite a crowd, and it was a very very good game. But again, it was one of those games where we just played so well, and we're able to win 3 sets. So this should be a very good matchup on Tuesday.
If anything, I was thinking the 4th set gave them extra work fatigue-wise on their legs. They haven't played 4 sets in a while, so swing to a positive a little bit. I know that loss mentally didn't shake them at all for that 1 set that they lost. But if there's a positive to come out of it, I'm sure there are a couple corrections, but it's a live opportunity to play that extra game because they only played 5 games once this year. So I mean, I'm sure that they are. What's the word I'm looking for? Aerobically fine. Yeah. I'm sure they're in good shape would be the layman's way of saying what I'm trying to say. Right. And it wouldn't matter, but they don't have any other game 5 other than 1.
I wanted to mention something else, Brent. Observing the volleyball game the other night. Was it the other night? Yeah. No, it wasn't the other night. It was a game before that. There was a huge crowd at Westerly, and the girl that comes in to serve, she had she had some real good, great serves, like about 8 in a row that they scored points off of. Who was that? I can't remember her name now. She just comes in to serve, basically, and I want to give her, huh? No. I wish I could remember her name. If someone wants to put it on the board here. Huh?
You said a Westerly player?
Yeah, Wesley player I'm talking about. Yeah. She wasn't a starter, but she came in and she dominated in the serving. They were getting points off of just the serve.
Abby Emery, I'm thinking, right? Yeah, it must have, so yeah, I mean, so there's a couple. So I could give you who serves because I know that Abby Emery's a senior and she comes in and sometimes she comes in and serves and she'll go on a tear on serving.
Who was that?
Abby Emery's a girl that kind of
Not.
rotates in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she's good too. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the other girl was like
Um,
amazing. I couldn't believe
yeah.
it.
Another one of our servers I know is Lila Wycall. She's a back row player.
That's her. That's her. That's the
Yeah.
girl. That's the girl. She came in
Yeah.
and had about 8 or 9 serves in a row that scored points on.
Right.
That's important
Right.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's the thing. And I mean, all of our servers have done that this year. I've seen like, Ella Keegan. I think she's one of the best athletes that we've seen come through Westerly
Oh,
in a
definitely.
long time.
Yes.
She's small, she's strong. She's an unbelievable unbelievable softball player as well as a volleyball player. Um, so just watching her when she gets a chance to serve.
Yeah.
And in that one set that we lost, that set we lost to West Warwick. I mean, we had a few that we hit into the net, and it happens, you know. But again, I think like in football, like anything else, sometimes like having a little bit of adversity is a good thing. You go into practice, um, and there's things that you have to look at, and then the what you're trying to do is always improve, and you're always trying to improve from the next, from the last outing, from the get better every day. So I think they're practicing right now. I know I dropped Gemma off earlier this morning, and I think it's really a matchup of, hey, we got to play and one win and we're in at a college court, and then it's all or nothing at that point.
It's it. All the hard work, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. Although this season they made it look easy, but it's not easy to get as good as they are.
Definitely not.
It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and then it comes out on the court. That's for sure. You see that in the girls. You saw that in the middle school girls basketball team, and it's working its way up into varsity clearly. And I wanted to transition once we got off of volleyball into basketball and how you guys are working out, and it's getting close now. You can't practice till what, December? You said.
Yeah. So the basketball season starts on December 1st. So for football players, it's a really quick transition. They have the weekend to kind of chill out after the Thanksgiving Day game, and we're right back at it on Monday. So that's a long fall sport. I know soccer just wrapped up, um, and then volleyball. So like the volleyball and soccer end in like mid-November, where now you're looking at um, those guys that have a few weeks off. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, what we can do right now is that there's players. Pretty much, I'm in the gym every Monday. I can have 3 players at a time, and what we do is we just work on getting shots up, and we're just inputting extra work in, um, and just trying to get ready, just to have get as much extra work in as possible, so that on the first week, when we do our tryouts, that we are putting as many things in and trying to get in basketball shape as possible.
So when's your first actual game?
Our first
Yeah, I was going to
game,
ask you if you got the schedule.
yeah, our first game is going to be on the 12th, Friday, December
You have
12th.
12 days to run tryouts and then start practicing with your new team in full.
Yeah.
11
Yep.
days.
We play Narragansett right out of the chute.
That's not a lot of time.
That's not a league game though, is it? That's
Yeah,
not. That's not a league.
It is. It's going to
But they
count.
all
They're in
count.
Division 2. They're in Division 2, but it's going to count for RPI. I mean, I scheduled a lot of Division 2 teams last year. Pretty much everything flips this year, so that we just kind of, if we were there last year, so they're coming to us this year. And the only game that right now, the only game that doesn't count on our RPI will be the finals of or the most likely the final, hope of the finals. I mean, that's the intent for the holiday tournament. Because we don't know who that opponent is, so you can't book that game in to count. So I mean, it could be a consolation game, it could be a finals game, but we played Charahoe in the first round. So we're just making everything count because I think at the end of the day, it all equals out. And with the RPI system, a lot of people don't like it, but I actually do, because you can control, like your opponent, and the way you schedule your games. So like I have 2 games this year. We play Waterford and we play East Lyme. East Lyme, I think, is Division 1 quality points. So win or lose, we're playing a really big school in Connecticut. And then we play Waterford, and Waterford's always we play Waterford in a lot of other sports. So I thought it made a lot of sense to try to schedule Waterford. So
Yep.
we play a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
Connecticut teams this year too.
So it's another big school, and
in-state is no easy pickings either. How many games do you get to pick in basketball?
So what we do in Rhode Island is now they give us Division 1. So what we're a 50-50 school. So we pick 50% of our schedule. So the league schedules 50% of our games, and then what we plan on, what we do is we pick the other 50. And it's actually really easy to do. I mean, we're fortunate in Rhode Island. We have a coaches association. It's really good. And we just work the phones. I mean, we kind of the group of guys that I kind of hang with, and we like to play each other, and I don't want to travel too far. The only one is my buddy from Burrville, Kevin Randall. We're gonna go play him because he made the trip to Westerly last year, so we're gonna make the trip to him this year. But that's the intent. You really try to limit your traveling, because that's really one of the issues for all of Rhode Island, is the busing and the travel. And you're actually there's really strong talk that there's going to be a divisional uh, reset next year, like where almost like the ECC in Connecticut, like you might see in basketball, like a South Division. So like we might have like a divisional play. So it could be us,
yeah.
Charahoe, East Greenwich, Exeter West Greenwich, Narragansett, South Kingstown, North Kingstown in a division together.
Yeah, Eric Rube had that in his one of his columns this
Yeah.
last past week.
Yeah, that's supposedly happening. I actually have 4 divisions, kind of like if I'm not really a betting person, but if I had to bet, I really tried to put 4 divisions together the best way I thought. And you might have to, even within those divisions, might have to break them up into 2 halves. So if you did a South County division, you'd have to have the island schools. So you actually do travel kind of far, because you can't leave out Narragansett, South Kingstown, go up to North Kingstown, go over the bridge to Portsmouth, Rogers, Middletown, and Tiverton. And then don't forget, you do have Block Islands or Rhode Island Classic team, so they'd have to play somewhere. They'd have to play in the South, I would imagine. So yeah, it could get very interesting on how they put those together.
Yeah, I grew into the RPI points. I hated them at first, but then I totally understand them, and they make sense, and they make the whole team's accountable, kind of, in a way. Certain teams, that is, in addition to everything else that they do. But well, I appreciate you coming on. We went over football, and we'll be back again Tuesday night. I'm going to be seeing you, I'm sure, in person. And we'll watch Gemma do her thing. And the net there, she's phenomenal. She's done a great job. She really has. She's transitioned unbelievably. So congratulations for that. And That's the next big one is going to be
That's big.
volleyball, and then we go
Volleyball.
and again, I'll be right next door in the next group.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love.
that's it. Yeah,
week.
two
We're
big
very
playoff
fortunate.
games.
Very
And I believe,
fortunate to have. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, two big home playoff games. I don't know the girls soccer. I think I know that they won the other day too. I don't think they're home, but I know that I think they were still alive.
I think so. I think they won 5-0 on the 29th. So
Yep.
I don't think they played again since then, but they're not at home. I know that I checked.
Right.
But I do think they have another game that's still alive. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been quite the
Plus,
fall.
man,
So
Coach Luzzy.
Yes.
And he's with his kids. His kids have youth league travel games this morning. Otherwise, he'd be on. He'll be back next week.
yep.
So. All right,
Yeah, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
No
Coach.
problem, guys. Thank you.
You do a great job up in that booth. I love having you up there.
A lot of your information. I just
definitely.
For you to call it and then I bite it.
I know that you do.
It's tough. It's tough to see up there. I can't do it without my eyes. Benji Macchione.
I know.
He's my eyes for me because it is.
You have a guy, Coach. You have a guy that does the pre-game. The numbers on the other team.
We try to do that, but then we start arguing about stuff, and I got to shut the microphone off a lot because if
I know when Charlie did it, our famous lovable Charlie Holdridge. He had the Spizzato kid up there as his spotter.
Yes, Johnny Spo would always be his eyes, but it is tough. It's tough to see. It's tough to see when it's in between the 20s. I can't really see that well. So
spotters are helpful. They're good.
Yep.
All right,
guys. We'll talk next week.
Enjoy your day.
All right, you too.
All right, Coach.
Thank you very much. We'll talk next week.
Yeah. So that's
turned into a good show. I mean,
great show. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes they're going to run longer than 9 if we have other business. They're always welcome to. I can't wait till the volleyball team comes on.
I believe it or not, I've got to go to a birthday party at 12 o'clock. It starts from it's in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Well, that's
yeah, right. It's my wife's one of her best friends and her husband. They're throwing them a combination birthday party at some golf course up there, and so we got to leave about 10:30. So I'll be driving.
One more football game to do, and that's less than normal on a Saturday. But if you haven't had enough football, the juniors and the seniors won the league regular season undefeated, both of them. The seniors' opponent forfeited today. Just too much of a disparity. It wouldn't have even been safe. The seniors are very good, and so the seniors get the win by default. The juniors, however, will be playing at 5 o'clock. I do believe they'll be playing the Stonington Bears in the first round of the Pee Wee playoffs. So it's going to be packed. It's going to be a great environment. It's only one game, 2 hours, and it's something to do. If you're looking for an early evening entertainment, I'd go down there and you can hear me a little bit more.
The voice. You're listening to the voice of the Westerly Bulldogs. Yep. Greg Moreno and yours truly, Sal Moreno, the M&M Boys. All right.
Pleasure, everybody, and we'll be back next Saturday at 8.